I love Kimba. You don't understand. I love Kimba.
Love you, Kimba.
Hey, Kimba. Hi there, it's me, Kimba, radio broadcast, season 6, episode 5. I'm not average. And if you responded, wake up, then you know who's going to be on the cast. South Florida in the 90s was just a hotbed of local bands that had such stellar original music, and a lot of them put out records, and a lot of them got signed. And this band is one of those. They are reuniting after over 20 years, and they're going to do a reunion show April 25th, a Saturday night, at the Mandelstam Theater in South Miami. I am so excited about this show. I'd like to introduce you to The Goods.
Hi.
Hello, Goods.
Hello, Kimba.
Hello.
We have Jim and John and Kasmir with us. So we've got 3 of the 4 Goods,
Yes.
which is good enough.
Here in spirit.
Hello.
Hello.
It looks like a machine shop or something going on back there. Card catalog, the Dewey Decimal System.
The work is never done here. Yes, it's like setup. Okay.
We're actually in the theater. We're in the prop makeup staging room. We're at the theater where we're going to be playing. And
April 25th.
April 25th at the Mandelstam Theater. We're actually here right now, and we're going through lighting cues and looking at all the effects and the stage and kind of just working the show through. And we've been working on a lot of the show right now. So this is gonna be like our first tirelessly, yeah. The pyrotechnics
I was going to say all the pyrotechnics and the lasers.
Yeah. The live lions, they're being fed right now. That's why Tony's not here. He's feeding the lions.
The water guns. Don't forget to wear protection when you come to the show.
This is gonna be our first show because we put on shows in clubs, but this is gonna be the first time in a theater where we kind of can control everything and have
So everybody will be controlled.
Yeah.
Well, 2 things. I've seen John and Jim certainly more recently, and I see you on social media, Kasmir, but I have not seen you in a hot minute. So I'm so happy to talk to you and see you.
Yeah, same.
And because it probably just ejected it from my memory because I didn't want it to be so. When was the year? What year was the last show you played?
99.
The last show we played.
But you meant with the Goods though, like
the last we had a reunion show at Tobacco Road. It's on YouTube, and there's the year of it.
Somewhere around 20 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, at least.
Before we got the ARP cards.
Don't even go there.
Jim's like inside. Jim's like.
And then I just want to remind you that when I do go there, we are recreating that picture that I have from Zeta Fest, because that's the 30th anniversary of Zeta Fest this year that you played.
Okay, yeah,
wow.
for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
96. So we're going to recreate
that was a
picture.
big show. That was a significant show for us because that's where we met our last manager.
And that was the very first Zeta Fest.
The Rodrigo brothers.
That was the first one at Markham, right?
Yes, correct.
In the swamp.
What was the impetus for you to decide to do a reunion show, theater or otherwise? What made you go, yeah, let's do this? Roger
from Think Like a Key Records wanted to put together like a little anthology about the band, like hidden tracks, all these, just try and put together like a whole, not necessarily release all the old records, but put out a deep dive, because that's kind of what his label's all about. And he wanted to incorporate a video along with it, like a little documentary, like a 15-minute thing. So we spoke to some people and started, picking their brains, and then they wanted to do something a lot bigger, and it just took off. And now it's a big monster. It's an unstoppable train, and it's heading your way.
Well, I think to answer your question, though, the documentary was the catalyst. So a couple of years ago, we got together for the first time in a long time, and it was right here, which Jim made the stage inside the theater look like the Ark, which is where we used to practice. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was amazing. And so we filmed for 2 days. We played for the first time together, and it felt great, sounded great. We took a lot of photos, and then we didn't see each other again for a while. We talked about doing a show.
That's actually right.
Schedules couldn't really.
It was about 3 years ago that we did it. Or 2022. Yeah. So we came here to this theater and we filmed, and we started talking about it. So it's been that long in the making. And then finally it's kind of come together, and schedules and just logistics of everything. It's kind of difficult with everybody's time and jobs and where they live. So it just kind of worked out now, and we picked the date, and we kind of made it happen. So
that's it. I mean, that's very Goods too. We could have waited another 10 years going back and forth. I can't do it. My hand hurts, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, no, we're doing it today. And it's kind of like we put the date in. Right. If you build it, they will come kind of a thing. And
we will. Did you expect us to be so excited about it? I was working hard.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't have
we're
expectations. I'm excited to play it. I mean, I know that anybody who ever saw the goods and liked the band or loved the band, they're going to be happy because
Happy
it's
man, maybe.
yeah, but
Happy man.
Yeah.
it feels good. It feels just like,
I'm super grateful
Yeah.
to get together with them and play again.
It's been a lot of fun. The rehearsals have been great, and it's just like getting back on the bike and riding it, and it's the same jokes and the same sense of humor. Nothing's really changed, and it hasn't. We right. I mean, we're still always going to be a band. That camaraderie is there, and we're fortunate enough to do it here at the theater. That was one of the challenges: is where we're going to play, and doing it at a club, keeps maybe a lot of people from going, all ages kind of thing, and then we're playing with 15 other bands or 5 other bands. And we really wanted to have a night where we could play our music, play our songs, and do a nice show kind of thing. And so that's why we picked, this theater here. And we had the opportunity to do it here and have a little bit of control over all of those things and be able to play a lot more of our songs and it not be like a 11 o'clock show. A lot of our audience now is probably dead by then.
And we kind of touched on the documentary. I want to go back to that. Love Will Come to You. You're going to do a sneak peek of it before you play, and I got to be part of that. I don't even remember how long ago.
Thank you so much.
He interviewed me. It was so long ago, and then I didn't hear anything, and I'm like, whatever happened with that? And then suddenly he popped back in and said, it's almost done. I didn't realize they took that long to do.
Well, it's been like everybody, everybody's got busy schedules and lives, so everybody's bringing their presence when it can be super focused, so it's like it's taken a minute. We're happy with it.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that we were able to interview people like you.
Yeah, Leslie,
Leslie,
Dave, a lot of
John Tovar.
Does it happen every time? Can you watch him or hear about him without doing an impression of him? It's impossible.
Oh, I thought you were going to say tearing up.
Well, that too.
Yeah, tearing up.
I mean,
That's
words.
words.
Johnny.
As soon as I saw him, Kimba, you're my man.
The goods.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Amen.
I wasn't part of the interview when I get to see him and what he said at the end.
Yeah.
It made me tear up. It was really, it's nice you have all this time and you look back and you look at things differently. And when you're in it, it's very different than when you look back at it.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing all the people that believed in us and, John Tovar, who was a big fan. And, even when we imitate him a little bit on 5 steps and things like that, he took it, allegedly. He took it in stride and he was a big fan of the band and really great. And, what he said at the end and what everybody said, what you said, what everybody said was just great. And it was nice to see that and hear that. And it was really touching.
I want to stress to people who didn't live in South Florida back then, or maybe are a little younger and kind of it was really the 90s when we had the bulk of bands that were we just had a lot of really good bands doing a lot of original material. Right now, if you go to a club, they do covers, and I'm not even judging that. That's just where it's at right now, and that's what they do. And they're great singers and great musicians. But right now, people want to hear covers. But in the 90s, it was the reverse. You did covers as hey, this will be fun.
Right.
That was the exception, not the rule. So I would love for people who just love music and love to hear original music and new things to come out and see you. I mean, they can check it out ahead of time on Spotify, because I know they can find you there. And I'm talking about how we used to play I'm Not Average on Zeta.
Right. Yeah.
But you could hear some of these songs and just watch a band that used to play all original music and check that out.
There was definitely a scene back then. It was a different time. It was a great scene, really. A lot of great bands.
A lot of great bands.
Yeah. There's still a scene, but it's just my kids take music lessons at this Kendall Conservatory, and the kids that work in there, 20-year-old kids, they have a band called Shh, and they've got a huge crowd at Churchill's. They're playing whatever this weekend, and so it's still happening. It's happening in a different way. Like if we had the social media stuff today, I wonder what we would be doing. We wouldn't be going to the post office with a whole bulk, doing stamps the night before to do our mailing lists and all that stuff that we used to do.
You wouldn't be dropping off cassettes to the radio.
Yeah.
No.
In a gorilla suit.
Exactly. But no, I think I really appreciate you saying that about the songs, because I know there are lots of people that never heard of the band. And I hope that those people will get the opportunity to see us, because the band live was something else, and it still is. I'm just letting you know, not trying to write a check that my butt can't cash, but I think you'll be happy. Whoever liked the band is going to be okay.
I have absolutely no doubt. And I mean this. I back in the day too, when I was music director, I could hear songs and know they would be hits on the radio, whether people actually ended up liking them or they were. And I had a very good track record with that. And to this day, I have no idea why Big Balloon isn't a huge hit. That is one of the most perfectly crafted pop rock songs.
That's funny because it's the one I listen to in my car most, all the time.
Perfect song. And I'm like, why wasn't this humongous? I'll never know.
To me, it's also the quintessential good song, kind of.
Yeah.
It embodies kind of what we are, just musically and the whole thing. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Big Balloon.
So maybe we should do that at the show.
We should probably do that.
Do you remember that one?
We could dedicate it to Kimba.
Please do.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, yeah, we were always writing songs. We play every weekend and we try to have new songs at every show.
Yeah.
So we were definitely strange.
Something else you did that other bands didn't do. I remember you had the bucket up front. So threw songs in.
Right.
And at the end of the night, you would pull from those songs, and people, after a while it became a thing that people would try to stump you by the songs.
Right, stump the band.
They never did, I don't think, that when I was there. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if you did that at the theater? When you walk in the theater, you have a little button, you could put songs in.
Stump the band.
They didn't like that. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Because I'm ready for that. But
That was at Rose's. Yeah.
Roses. Yeah.
Stump the band. Yeah. We did that as our second set. We actually started getting a crowd in at Rose's because of that. It was fun. Yeah. What is going to be good about this show is that it gives a chance also for people to hear the songs. I think a lot of times we were kind of looked at as sometimes a novelty or funny or theatric on stage. And a lot of that maybe superseded the songs. But if you listen to a lot of the songs, there were some really great lyrics and messages and things like that. And I think sometimes that didn't translate live because we were just like, I think when you first saw us, we were like really crazy.
People wanted to have fun. Like,
they wanted to have fun. And we trashed our equipment. It was just energy. It was just like just a monsoon of sound and energy. And little by little, we kind of started changing and growing and moving different directions. And I think at heart, we always wanted to put on a show that we wanted to see if we went out and spent $5 or $10 at a cover charge, and we wanted to be entertained. So that $5 meant something. It was worth it. It was like, I would go home at night and be like, wow, well, it was so much fun. It was different. It was unique. And that was always our goal, was to leave an impression on everyone.
That's for sure.
To this day, sure. As soon as I hear the little blink, got to get it back. I know that one right away. I can sing along with that one. Tonka Truck, Roach It. I can rattle off song titles. Here comes Happy Man. I'm like, and for that to be original music and for me to remember all those, I think tells you what you left on us.
Yeah, that feels really awesome.
Thank you.
You say that.
Yeah, thank you.
You're really one of the few bands too that I would travel to see. I know I went to the west coast of Florida a few times, but the furthest was Memphis.
Yeah.
Tovar helped us surprise you.
Yeah, because I think he did.
Was it a music showcase or something? I can't remember what it was.
Like an ASCAP showcase.
He got us a bunch of stuff. That's one of the things he did for us.
He did. He got us in a showcase in New Orleans.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Well, he hooked us up with ASCAP, and that opened up a lot of different showcases. We played with the Refreshments somewhere.
That Banditos?
I still listen to that, yeah.
And I've got pictures of us standing outside of Sun Records.
Yes. I remember that.
What a day.
I love that we're going to play a show together, because if you'd have told me this 10 years ago or whatever, or even when the band was together, the guys put everything into the band. I mean, this band, like, we were together for a long time. Same group of guys. Oh, and I should mention, we have an auxiliary guy for the show. Do you know who's playing with us?
Oh, Fernando?
Yeah. He's amazing.
Perdomo.
And he's a lifer. He's a music lifer. Like, he was just too young when we needed a fifth person. He was still in high school. Like, to have the same four guys in the band and doing stuff together for however long we were together, 10 years together, working on stuff. And we rehearsed 6 nights a week. So it was like a family. And it's something that you can't really fake, whatever that thing is, it's still there, and it's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's where a good show at Churchill's was where I officially met Glenn Richards.
Oh, really? Wow. I thought you were each other way before us.
No, we were in the business, but he worked for a different station, and we knew of each other, but we had never met each other.
We had so much support from so many awesome people back then.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking too, but we've been rehearsing, going through the songs. It's going to be great to see everybody too.
Right.
It's like a little bit of a reunion too.
Oh yeah.
And so it'll be.
I think for all of us, I think
everybody.
I'm going to see a few people I haven't seen in a
Sure.
minute.
I think you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Thegoodslive.com is where you get your tickets. April 25th is Saturday night. Apparently, they're going to get you to bed early,
Well, I mean,
relatively
We'll see.
speaking. Not like the old, 2
No,
and 4 a.m.
not
club.
starting our second set at 2 a.m. No,
Yeah.
no, that's
Right, exactly. You can get the sneak preview, and there's going to be a Q&A with that. So Stephen Fisher is the guy who produced, directed the documentary, and he's going to do a Q&A with you.
Yeah, he's going to do a Q&A, and if people have some questions, come on out.
If you were around then and you want to know what happened, how did this happen, what places did you play, all that
Right.
kind of stuff. Yeah, you can
Mhm.
ask away. I'm
Yes.
looking very forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Thank you,
thanks.
Kimba. It's great to see you.
John, Jim, Kasmir, thank you so much for taking the time. And you can find the Goods music on Spotify if you can make it out to the Mandelstam Theater in South Miami on April 25th. Thegoodslive.com is where you get your tickets. Thanks for being one of Kimba's Herd, and thanks for listening to Meet Kimba Radio Broadcast, Season 6, Episode 5. I'm Not Average. Wake up!
Cause Kimba's on the radio.